Sarvam launches India's own Sarvam Code to rival Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex. They said, with Sarvam Code, you only pay for successfully completed coding tasks, not for failed attempts, not for retries, not for the agent getting stuck halfway through solving your problem. Think about how different that is from most AI coding assistants today. Normally, every prompt, every retry, every racing step, every token generated contributes to your bill. Whether the AI solves your problem or not, you are still paying for the computation. Sarvam is trying a different approach. The idea is simple. If the agent has to retry internally 3 or 4 times before arriving at a correct solution, that's the AI's job, not yours to pay for. You pay only when the task is successfully completed. And that's a pretty interesting shift, specifically for AI companies that are starting to integrate AI coding assistants into their development workflow. But pricing wasn't the only thing that caught my attention, because behind Sarvam Code is a completely different way of coding agent, one that's surprisingly different from simply wrapping LLM inside a terminal. Hi, I'm Latika and you're watching Tab 47. Let's get into it. Sarvam announced Sarvam Code during Epoch 2026, its annual developer and AI event, where the company showcased its broader vision for enterprise AI infrastructure. Alongside Sarvam Code, they introduced updates around their India-hosted interface platform and talked about building AI infrastructure that organizations can deploy while keeping workloads within India. But out of everything announced that day, Sarvam Code quickly became the highlight for developers. Not because it's just another AI chatbot, but because it's entering a space currently dominated by tools like Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex, a category that's rapidly changing how developers write software. So what exactly is Sarvam Code? Sarvam Code is what's called a terminal native coding agent. Instead of opening a browser, going to ChatGPT, typing a prompt, copying the generated code and then pasting it into your editor, the AI works directly into your development workflow. Because modern software development isn't just about writing code. It's about understanding the entire project, making changes across multiple files, resolving dependencies, debugging issues, and ensuring everything works together. And that's exactly the problem these coding agents are trying to solve. But here's where Sarvam Code becomes really interesting. Most AI coding assistants rely on a single model to handle the entire workflow, from understanding your request to generating code and deciding whether it's correct. Sarvam decided to break that process into multiple specialized agents. Sarvam splits those responsibilities across 3 specialized agents. So let's start with the planner. The planner is responsible for task decomposition, which is one of the biggest challenges in agentic coding. Large language models perform well when the objective is clearly defined, but software engineering problems are rarely a single task. Suppose I ask the agent, build a complete authentication system with Google Auth. To us, that's one sentence. To an AI system, it's actually a graph of dependent tasks. Before writing any code, the planner first analyzes the objective and breaks it into smaller executable units. The planner's job is to convert a natural language objective into a structured execution plan. In agent systems, this is often referred to as planning or task decomposition, because solving 10 smaller problems sequentially is usually more reliable than asking a model to solve one huge problem in a single reasoning pass. The planner also understands dependencies between tasks. For example, there's no point generating front-end login components before deciding how authentication tokens will be issued by the backend. So instead of executing everything at once, it builds an ordered execution graph that downstream agents can follow. Once the execution plan is ready, the worker takes over. Unlike the planner, the worker doesn't spend time deciding what needs to be done. Its responsibility is execution. That means interacting directly with the code base, reading files, editing existing implementations, generating configuration files, updating imports, and continuously maintaining context across the repositories. One interesting challenge here is context management. Modern repositories can contain thousands of files, far exceeding an LLM's context window, so the worker can't simply load the entire project into memory. Instead, it has to retrieve only the files relevant to the current subtask, execute that step, and then move on to the next one while maintaining consistency across previous notifications. You can think of the worker as repeatedly performing a loop: read context, execute task, update repository, move to the next planned action, until every task produced by the planner has been completed. Once the implementation is complete, the verifier performs something that's very similar to automated quality assurance. Instead of asking, did the model generate code, it asks, did the generated code actually solve the original objective? Depending on the task, verification can happen at multiple steps. It may suspect the generated code for structural consistency, check whether all requested files were created, ensure required functions exist, delete compilation failures, execute build commands, run test suits, compare outputs against expected behavior, or validate whether the implementation satisfies the constraints defined by the planner. If verification fails, the system doesn't necessarily return that failure to the user immediately. Instead, the verifier generates feedback describing what went wrong and sends that information back to the worker. The worker then attempts another implementation using that feedback. This creates an iterative refinement loop rather than a single pass generation pipeline. That's actually one of the defining ideas behind modern AI agents. Instead of assuming the first answer is correct, they continuously evaluate, refine, and improve their own output until a stopping condition is reached or the task is successfully completed. So internally, the execution looks less like one AI answering a prompt and more like a small engineering team. One component decides what needs to be done, another component executes that plan, and a third independently validates whether the implementation actually meets the original objective before returning the final result. Before jumping into Sarvam Code itself, let's first understand the platform that Sarvam has built. Because Sarvam Code isn't a standalone application, it's one part of a much larger AI platform where each product focuses on a different enterprise use case. Right now, Sarvam Code is still in early access. That's pretty common for products at this stage since companies usually onboard developers gradually while collecting feedback and scaling the infrastructure. Once you're inside the dashboard, the first thing you'll notice is that Sarvam isn't just offering one AI model or one chatbot. They have organized the platform into different categories of AI agents, each designed for a different workflow. Instead of expecting one model to do everything, they are building specialized products around common enterprise use cases. Let's see them one by one. Let's start with the Sarvam AI section. This is essentially the developer hub. Here you can generate API keys, install the official SDKs, and start integrating Sarvam's model into your own application. They provide SDK support for both Python and Node.js, so whether you're building backend services or JavaScript applications, getting started is fairly straightforward. You'll also notice tabs for different capabilities like text-to-speech, speech-to-text, chat, document intelligence, and dubbing. So instead of exposing separate APIs for every product, Sarvam is bringing everything under a unified developer platform. Another thing I found interesting is that they are clearly targeting existing developer workflows. Right from the dashboard, they provide integration paths for tools like Cursor, Claude Code, and ChatGPT. Rather than forcing developers into a completely new ecosystem, they are making it easier to connect Sarvam's model with tools many developers are already using. You also get quick access to the model catalog, API reference documentation, integration guides, and tutorials for building custom agents. So if you're developing your own AI application, this becomes the central place for understanding available models, endpoints, SDKs, and deployment examples. Moving over to work agents, this is where Sarvam shifts from providing APIs to providing complete AI workflows. Instead of asking the model a single question, you can create persistent workspaces that combine prompts, tools, external applications, and knowledge sources. On the left, you can see support for connectors, skills, custom agents, scheduled tasks, and knowledge bases. This starts looking much more like an AI operation system rather than just another chat interface. Imagine connecting Slack, Gmail, GitHub, or your internal documentation, giving the agent access to company knowledge and allowing it to perform recurring tasks automatically. That's clearly a direction Sarvam seems to be moving forward. Next, we have voice agents. This is aimed at building AI-powered voice assistants, but instead of stopping at simple conversational bots, the platform includes deployment features like phone numbers, inbound calls, outbound campaigns, deployed through code and monitoring. That suggests these agents are intended for production use cases such as customer support, appointment booking, lead qualification, reminder system, and automated call handling. It's much closer to a contact center platform than a simple speech demo. Then we have content agents. This section focuses on media generation and localization. Features include text-to-speech, speech-to-text, voice cloning, and AI-powered video dubbing. One thing that's particularly relevant for Indian users is the emphasis on multiple Indian languages. So instead of building these capabilities separately, content creators or businesses can access them from a single workspace. The next module is document agents. This focuses on document understanding rather than text generation. You can extract structured information from PDFs, scan documents, invoices, IDs, and forms, digitize handwritten or scanned content, and translate documents. This is specifically useful for industries like banking, insurance, healthcare, logistics, and government services, where large volumes of documents need to be processed automatically. Instead of manually building OCR pipelines and extraction logic, The platform packages these capabilities into ready-to-use workflows. And all of these products help explain where Sarvam Code fits into the bigger picture. Sarvam isn't just building a coding assistant, they are building an AI platform where coding, voice, documents, APIs, and enterprise automation all live under the same ecosystem. Sarvam Code is a developer-facing piece of that strategy, bringing the same agentic approach we discussed earlier into software engineering. Instead of focusing only on chatbots, they are building an entire AI ecosystem from APIs and documents to intelligence. And if Sarvam Code can consistently deliver on its multi-agent workflow while keeping the same pricing the model announced, it could become a compelling option, specifically for developers and enterprise looking for an Indian-hosted AI coding solution. Of course, the real test isn't the launch event, it's how well the platform performs when thousands of developers start using it on real production code bases. That's when we'll truly know how it compares with tools like Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex. But overall, this is definitely one of the most interesting AI launches we have recently seen, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more videos breaking down the latest AI models, AI agents, and developer tools, not just the news, but how they actually work, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, would you actually switch from Claude Code or Codex to Sarvam Code, or do you think it's still too early? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.